All right. What was it? Your movie this week?
Yeah. So my movie that I picked this week that Dave has not seen, that he's finally getting around to.
I had not seen either.
That Colin hasn't seen either.
Well, kind of.
Yeah. So I picked Interstellar.
Interstellar.
So Interstellar is a Christopher Nolan vehicle. He's also made The Dark Knight.
I like The Dark Knight.
Yeah, Inception, and several others.
Yeah.
But so
Really, I did not expect that because I thought about this as to why I did not think it was going to be like a polished producer.
Oh, okay. You thought it was like
I don't know when you want to dive in or if you want to like dissect this and then we can start bantering. But
no, I honestly didn't know it was him. I just didn't pay attention. I've always really loved this movie. I didn't know that he directed it, and then once I found out it was him, and then Inception, I'm like, oh yes, this had a whole bunch of Inception type, aspects to it.
Yeah, but Inception was way better.
I mean, it was different.
I'd have to watch Inception again. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah. So this movie, we got, like I've told you guys before, I'm all in any type of catastrophic, world-ending type of event, right? And we have to change everything in
That's
our
your
society.
jam.
Love it, dude. Like post-apocalyptic type of movies.
When you went to Blockbuster back in the day, you were looking for that nameplate on the end of the aisle.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, find me over there.
Yeah. But I just love like, hey, something happened. It's altered every, human society or whatever. Everything's different now, right? We don't have our normal jobs. We don't have access to food or whatever it is, right? Somebody dropped a nuke somewhere, Fallout. So
Fallout was good.
yeah. So I'm all, because it just fascinates me.
Yeah.
Like what would happen if like tomorrow I didn't have to go to work, but we had a oil crisis or something.
See, I
Start riding my bike.
those are not my favorite. I'm
Me
not
neither.
a big fan of
It's not my-
post-apocalypse. It can be done well. Again, like I like Fallout as well, but it's interesting. So like the Earth is a famine. There's a famine on Earth. Is it the dust? Is that what caused it all? Was just the dust? There's too much dust.
It's like the Dust Bowl, 1920s. It seemed like, but
worldwide,
Yeah, they never really went into detail on what actually
some kind of environmental catastrophe
killed. Yeah, the
There's food. Well, the food shortage will kill everybody.
Yeah, there's a
For
food
some reason.
yeah, they didn't go into a lot of detail, but I thought they did a good job of like illustrating.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's just dust
Yeah.
everywhere.
And you said they
it was.
actually
Weren't we running out of oxygen? Was because they were trying to solve that math equation, and they're like, it was never solvable. We were going to run out no matter what.
Eventually, they would have all starved and suffocated. Eventually, for some reason. I
You
don't
left
know.
us here to suffocate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because plants were having a difficult time surviving, which means like if plants aren't there, then they're not
Yes,
filtering
there's not enough.
oxygen.
Yeah, it was exactly. Yeah, it would have been eventually. It would have been uninhabitable, essentially.
But yeah, one of the fun facts about the movie, when he drives through that cornfield to go after that drone or whatever that he's trying to catch.
At the beginning.
So Christopher Nolan, one of his things is like he's like all into like realism in movies. Like he's not a fan of like heavy CGI or whatever. They actually planted that cornfield that they drove through, filmed it, and then they did the crop or whatever and sold it off and then made a profit off of it. So for that one scene,
They didn't like donate it to somebody.
yeah, they sold it.
They're
and-
capitalists after all.
A movie about shortage of food, and we're gonna make some money off.
I know.
Exactly. I love
These
it.
$700 million are making the box
Materialism,
office. We need the $14 from the
Yeah.
boxes of corn that we're gonna sell.
Yeah, and then they actually rented out like a small town when they're driving when
Yes.
the dust is coming through to blow all that dust and everything to make, again, more realistic scene.
Yeah, I like the small details of they're inside their house and all the plates and cups are upside down
Mhm.
because that just makes sense.
Yes.
But
very
that's a
interesting.
small thing
Yes.
that obviously like Hollywood's not gonna miss that stuff. But
Oh, they
there are
do.
I was gonna say there are times where you're like, well, that doesn't make sense.
That's true.
You would not be doing that if this was the case.
Yeah.
So I like stuff like that. Overall, this movie genre is not my cup of tea really.
Mhm.
I turned it on. I found it on Paramount. No free ads. I had already watched like 38 minutes. And so I kind of was like, oh no. Did I try to watch this movie and it sucked? I turned it off. Did I
Yeah.
fall asleep?
Yeah.
Started it from the beginning. First night, fell asleep after 10 minutes.
Mm.
Started it again, Finally got through it.
Mm.
I thought that the director couldn't figure out if he wanted to be in an action movie or in like an Inception type of movie with hella layers.
Mm.
Because usually there's some of this, but it's heavily focused on one or the other. I felt like he kept bouncing back and forth, and it might have just been because it's not my cup of tea or whatever. But so that was there. I also, my take on McConaughey is the world's selfish worst father ever.
Really?
Yeah,
The worst father ever.
because he leaves his kids,
Yeah.
right,
To save humanity.
to save humanity.
Yep.
Right. I
Give
get
him a
it.
good excuse.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. And he's like, when he's there, he understands the ramifications because they go to this planet and 1 hour on this planet is X amount of years.
Yes.
And they come back. He's like, I've been waiting for 23 years.
Yeah.
And he's pissed. I get that. And he's getting
trying
mad
to
at
get
everyone. Like, we got to get going. I got to
trying
get
to
back.
get
I understand that. But then he hits the wormhole where they fold space or whatever, which I kind of called early on when I saw, like, when they're talking about the ghost or whatever, and then they talked about going to the black hole. I'm like, oh, this is going to be the dead mom talking to her, or like someone from the, like, in my, I was like, something's going to happen. And then
Yeah.
when I saw, I was like, oh, I kind of called it. I didn't have it all the way,
Yeah.
but he's yelling, stay, like yelling at himself to stay.
Yeah.
Tell him to stay. Don't leave. Finally gets back to his daughter when she's on her deathbed. The entire family's around, all his grandkids and everything.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he didn't say like, let me meet these kids. Let me do whatever. He's like, I got to go back out there. It's
No,
like,
she tells him. Murphy tells him to go. She says Brand is waiting for you. Like Brand is like by
Yeah.
herself on this planet.
And she
You need to
says
go
you
find
don't,
her.
brother.
and she says you don't know these people
Yeah.
because he.
So what? They're your family. You wanted so bad to be with your daughter.
Yeah.
You can't hang out with her for a month or whatever until she dies. You lost all this time and you're just like, hey, it's been so long, but now I got to go.
I thought that was pretty rushed, and I thought
It's almost like they took too much time on the chunk of the movie that was rushed in at the end.
Well, can I ask you guys a question? Did you tear up at all?
No.
I didn't tear up. No.
Really?
No, I
Good, me either.
no.
That's fine.
No, I would tell you. I've definitely teared up at movies before. But this movie was I loved it. It was great. Until so I liked the first planet, the water planet. That was tight. It was like a shallow water across the whole
With
thing.
massive, like, look
Dude,
at those
like a
mountains.
400-foot
That
wave.
was sick. And she's like, she probably just died. She was here years ago, and she's like, in this time she probably just died.
That one took me some,
Landed 30 minutes ago,
Minutes.
died.
that one
minutes
took
ago.
me some
Right.
time to wrap my head
Yes.
around.
Like, whoa,
my-
that's mind-boggling. And then my complaint. I have a couple complaints. I don't think the movie needed a villain. I don't think it needed a villain. I don't think it needed a saboteur. Like, I just don't think it needed that.
Yeah, dude.
The odds were so insurmountable. Like, it was like crazy. To that point, the type of human beings that are going out there,
Yes.
McConaughey and those guys, they're not cowboys. You know, they're not like, come save me. They all are like, well, we might not come back.
Yeah.
They literally said that. They sent out 12 people, and the Professor Brand, the man, was like, yeah, we sent him out, and they knew for sure the bravery. They had to be brave because like they could go to a planet that's nothing, and we're not going to come get them. And so he knew that. Matt Damon, right, knew that, and he's like, then he just lies. He lies about all of his, fakes the data, fakes all this stuff. I'm like, and then he like hijacks the plane and like goes back and blows it up. I'm like, okay.
And
like,
they say they left.
what? I
They,
just didn't think that.
they say they left like how long ago? Wasn't it like
12 years, something like that.
yeah? So they probably traveled for 4 or 5 of that or whatever, right? Until they split off to go like look for these planets. So because that's the other part to me. It's like, all right, this guy's mind snapped, right? Because of his loneliness and the fact, right? But his mind snapped where it's like, all right, his mind snapped in like less than like 10 years of being by himself, right? Which is a long time, but I'm also like, again, you're taking the best of us.
Yes.
You're
yes.
taking the elite
Yes.
off the like smartest, bravest, most courageous. And this guy's mind snaps in like less than 10 years. I was like, all right, like 30 years of him being by himself on this planet, like knowing like, hey, all of humanity is probably dead and I'm the last one and I can't do it.
Also,
Maybe I see it, but him being there like 8 years or
But
something.
also, what's his strategy? Because like him lying to them about the thing makes it less likely that they're all gonna die.
you just want someone to come die with you.
Yeah, I just that
Yeah.
I didn't fully buy that. I didn't fully buy that.
We got all these spacecrafts and crazy technology, and it's as easy as like pushing compressing the button to take his device out so you can talk to everyone else. We're just gonna make that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
But to me, it's like a dumb part. It's like you had to make it make sense for this scene.
Well, but-
for you to throw that on. I was like, that doesn't.
But these aren't combat suits. They didn't even. They're not thinking that they have to like.
So why is there an option to turn off your thing anyways? It's a detail that had to be thrown in there because they had to get that scene.
Yeah,
It was all just messy.
that to me is fine. I didn't like Matt Damon's character at all. I think he needed it. They could have done it so many different ways. Like, oh, like I thought it was like this, and they could have like, because they went out together. McConaughey and Damon went out to go. I don't know their names. Cooper and Mans, I think is their name. They went out to explore it. They could have like fallen in a cliff and like they could have done anything with having to make.
Or they could have found his character, Matt Damon, and been like, man, if only we had somebody who was like in rocketry or something so we can make it the rest of the way. And it's like, oh, we found like the world's leader in rocketry and now he can help us get to this next point.
So yeah, like the ending is very confusing. Like it's so twisted. And he somehow goes to a black hole, doesn't die. It crushes everything else besides him.
Yeah.
Like that is, to me, like everything else is like the science. I don't know how good the science is, but like that is added to suspend disbelief, right? Like the thing with the talking, I can suspend disbelief for that. But like the fact that his ship gets crushed into like pieces in the black hole and he like just warps to this weird room that's just one room that he can like talk. I didn't fully understand that. Again, like maybe if I watch some videos and like somebody's gonna in the comments be like, oh, this is so simple. Like, no, it's not simple for sure.
I also didn't know in that scene he ejects, like you gotta eject.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm like, eject into what? What
Yeah.
do you?
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, and then he's in the room or whatever. But I'm like, why would you ever eject
in space?
Yeah, what are we doing here? What's the point?
It'd be like ejecting in a submarine or something.
Yeah.
You're like,
And they somehow find him. How did they find him? They went to the black hole and got him? Like, where was he at?
I think
thought he
was
it's because the black hole, he explained it, they fold, it's like a black hole on each side and they fold the paper.
Yeah.
So you shoot through the middle.
Sure, but how do they find him, though? That's the wormhole, not the black hole.
I don't know.
The wormhole is how they
floating out
traveled so far, so
Yeah,
quickly.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's just floating. I mean, it'd be more likely I find a grain of sand in Dave's house.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
than
And they found
finding
him.
that dude.
Yeah.
By that time, I was kind of pissed because I was just, at first I was like, okay, he saw something and he's talking to the robot on the other end of things.
Who's the best character? Tars?
For sure,
Love
the best
Tars.
character.
That
Love
thing was
sure.
cool, but
Yeah.
he also kind of freaked me out with the way he moved.
The
and
design
stuff.
was really weird, but I'm saying
Yeah.
like he was
I
funny,
loved it
though.
because he
You
started,
did?
well, because I was thinking like, this is a dumb design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then when McConaughey's like, hurry up, get Tars. And he starts like running like a horse.
Yeah.
I was like,
He's like,
And he's like-
galloping.
he's like-
genius.
He's like spinning.
Yeah,
and
spinning.
stuff.
I'm like, this is genius.
Yeah, also,
Yeah.
like, didn't how did the guy?
Although I did think, what if he just tilts over this way? Like now he's
like a gust
SOL.
of wind hits.
Right.
He's done. He's like a turtle flipped
Yeah.
over. He can't move.
Right.
Also, what caused the explosion on Matt Damon's planet? They
That
blew
killed-
up in
that
the
killed that guy.
killed the guy. Yeah, the guy that was there, like waiting for them for 20 years.
There was so much. It was too much. He lied about like like whatever gases were there.
Yeah.
Was like it was like ammonia or something crazy because he couldn't breathe. Remember, and so it was like because he lied about all the data. So they're like, oh no, it's ammonia or whatever the gas
I
was. It's
see.
highly. Don't turn it on. Don't turn it on.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And that's why I disabled his robot. He had a robot too.
Yeah. And his robot
Right.
had all the secrets.
Yeah, that's why he's
that
like,
he
don't
knew.
don't worry about that. He's out of commission.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I didn't like that. But everything else was cool. I love seeing the new planets.
I did like
That
how
was
he
tight.
reunited with Tars and like because they're like, what is that?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
And he's
I like that.
What's your
They're
humor?
on the,
He's like,
they're
"What's
on the
your-"
porch together.
Yeah, he's like humor level. He's like 90% or 75%.
65, yeah.
And he's like, this unit will self-destruct in 10, in 9.
Want to make it 65?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was great.
I love how
Yeah,
they built
that
in
was
humor
funny.
because like there's not a lot of room for humor in
Yeah.
that type of context.
Yeah.
I kept waiting for McConaughey. Always has like a one-liner in a movie that he comes up with,
Yeah.
and I guess maybe the one thing was because his daughter thought it was Morse code that the ghost was talking to.
Oh yeah.
Nah, it's binary.
Yeah.
I was like, is that
Yeah.
it? That's the one liner you're gonna hit us with?
I think the line that stands out is when he's talking to his daughter and he's like, you told them I like to farm? I thought that was
Yeah,
funny.
because she's like messing around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So overall, like I said, that I like those type
I
of
liked
movies
it.
that make you think.
I liked it.
Maybe
was
crazy
good.
far
So what's
out
your
there.
rating?
My rating for the movie?
You said it's one of your favorites.
Yeah. I
So
like
what do you get out of 10? What do you give it?
me? Probably like a 8.5.
Really?
Yeah.
For your favorite movie?
Well, I wouldn't say it's my favorite,
Top.
but it's like
Mount Rushmore?
no,
No.
but definitely like top 20. I'll throw it
Okay.
in there.
I can roll with that.
I like it. It was 7. I gave it a 7. I think it all made sense until the saboteur. And then the stuff at the end seemed less sciencey and more magic than
Yeah.
science at the end. You know what I mean? More like it's like fantasy.
I was kind of hate watching at the end. if I'm being
But like
honest.
everything else made sense. Like the fact that the Professor Brands, the senior, the older guy, like lied. He had the plan A. He's like, we got plan A. Plan A is get everybody off the planet. Plan B is we have all these embryos and we take it.
Right.
He basically lied about plan A. Like plan A
Yeah.
is not happening.
Yeah.
And he like figured out a long time ago.
Yeah,
we had to lie.
that's your villain, dude. Leave it there.
Yeah,
Sure,
he could have
sure,
been.
yeah.
Right.
I mean, but he's a villain. Is like he's not a villain. He's like I had to make this is the choice. This is the choice I had. I had these two choices. Either
Yeah.
everyone dies forever, the human race is extinct,
Right.
or I lie to you and say it's possible, so I can get you to like actually save the human race.
Yeah.
Well, save my niece. That like the girl was his niece
Oh, it's his daughter.
or his daughter.
Yeah.
That's what it was
I didn't
about.
think about that, but
It was
that's true.
about saving
Yeah,
her.
That's true.
And
Yeah.
and then sending all these,
Yeah.
the embryos or whatever they had
embryos,
with them.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought it was good. I enjoyed it the whole time. Again, I even though I didn't love the saboteur, I was still like, I'm still interested. I still want to see what happened next. Like,
Yeah.
And the ending was fine. The ending was.
And I
fine.
thought it was cool. Like this is the twist, even though it didn't make a lot of sense. But I thought it was cool. Like he was the one who basically saved himself, and he was the person in the closet or whatever the whole time.
Yes.
I thought
That's
that was
right.
cool.
That's right. Yeah, it was good.
Uh,
What do you think?
I don't know. Like I don't know. It was. I'm glad I watched it.
Mhm.
I'd give it like a 6.
Yeah, I mean, I'll never watch it again for sure. Like, it's not a rewatch
Yeah.
for me.